Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. The purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades and just talk about any mistakes I'm making, focus on the things that I'm doing right, try to duplicate those behaviors. And so today I just wanted to talk about some trades I took. So this is not I made quite a few mistakes today, so hopefully me talking about it will help me improve my results. And if you can learn from my mistake so you don't do the same thing, then that's definitely a bonus. So the first trade I took today was IO, and make the chart a little bigger. So here we have IO, and this one, when I first was looking at it, was popping up, and it was here, made a candle up at 430. There was a pullback down to 385, so I bought the break above this candle at 416. On my daily chart, the first resistance wasn't until about let's see, this is about 460, so we're risking 418, 30 cents, and to possibly make about 60 cents, so that's a risk to reward of 1 to 2. So this trade was definitely on my it checked off all of the boxes. However, it turned against me. I got stopped out at the low of this candle. I saw some support at the VWAP, but it didn't hold, and so I took a small loss, or at least just my regular max loss. So no big deal. I followed my plan, I followed my rules, and that was okay. But then here's where I started to, well, actually, then I took another trade, GNMK, and this trade was actually really good on my end. So here it was up at 1246, pullback down to 1180s, so made a new low. So I bought at the high of this candle, and actually this one too, because basically the same highs, with the stop loss at the low of this candle, and it made a nice move up to almost $13. Now I tried to sell at this high, but for some reason there was a setting on my program that didn't let me sell it right away, and so I lost the opportunity to sell at that in the 1290s, which would have been about 50-cent move. And then what I should have done was, behave as though I did sell, and then I would have ended up putting a stop loss at break even, and also following the EMA. I ended up taking a loss at the low of this candle, and also at the EMA over here. So instead of maybe just breaking even, I ended up taking a small loss. Not a big deal. So I did figure out the setting issue I had, so I can make sure not that doesn't happen again. But it's still not a big deal. It was a small loss. And here's where I went into. Well, actually, I just remembered when I took my first trade, the IO trade, I went in a little heavy. So I did lose my max loss, but I did also lose a little bit extra. So um, you can't be flexible on your rules, and I am being flexible, and that's not okay. So I have to do better about that. And then we have the third stock that I traded, TTPH, and you can see here had a nice move at the beginning of the day, and then there was a nice pullback, and another nice move, and then when I came in, this would be the second main pullback. I came in at the high of this candle. We have a pullback, and I was looking for a break above this resistance level. So there's a mistake right there, anticipating a break above resistance level when you should wait for confirmation. Meaning I should wait for the price to break above and then have a pullback, which it did here, and it didn't hold. So that's a negative signal. So I shouldn't have even taken this trade if I followed that confirmation rule. So you have to wait for confirmation. I really need to pay more attention to these red lines because there's a reason why I draw them. And if I'm drawing them, that means there's some analysis that I'm seeing, and I need to trust my analysis. So this is a sign that I'm not trusting my analysis, or that I'm assuming that either the analysis isn't correct, or I'm being impatient, waiting for the confirmation. So anyway, it ended up being not a small loss, but just a regular loss, no big deal. That's why you have to stick to your stop loss maximums, because when you take trades that you shouldn't be in, at least you're not losing more than what you said you would. So that's definitely good. But then here's where I really came into trouble, and I guess I was what's called revenge trading. So I took 3 losses already, and so instead of just sticking with my plan and waiting for a good opportunity, um, I ended up getting into this trade right here. So it had this pullback and then kind of consolidated at this support line. And so I thought at the break above the $3 mark, I'll get in. And of course, it did move nicely. But and again, there's also this resistance right here. There's also VWAP not too far away, or the upper end of the VWAP. And it turned around pretty quickly, and it got stopped out. Not only did I take a subpar trade, I went in heavy, and I ended up losing a lot more than my max loss. So that ended up being my 4th loss of the day. And if I had just stuck with my max loss, even taking that 4th loss, getting into a trade I shouldn't have gone into, it'd still be in a manageable loss. But I did magnify that loss by going in heavy. I'd say it was about double my position sizing. So if I'm in this case, I should have taken, let's say, X amount of shares. I ended up taking 2X. So my max loss was doubled there. So a lot of mistakes right there, and it is not all right. And if you're making the same mistakes, you need to stop right away. You need to stop making those mistakes. And what I need to focus on is, what am I going to do to correct those mistakes? So what is the actual um, action that I need to take um, to correct it? And so I think it's a combination of self-discipline, um, and just sticking to the plan. I have a plan, I know what it is, and anything I do that doesn't fall into that plan, um, then you shouldn't even be taking a trade. Um, so I think maybe what I'm going to do is create a checklist right now, and which is usually a mental checklist. I keep it in my head, but I think what I need to do is actually have it right in front of me. And if anything doesn't get checked off on that checklist, then I don't take the trade. And I need to try that for a little bit and see if that works, because I think when you are keeping a mental checklist, there's chances that you will forget something. And if you have it on paper right in front of you, it'll remind you and it might help you stick to your plan. So I think that's going to be my plan of action going forward. And again, the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, talk about any mistakes I'm making, any good behaviors. I would say good behaviors I did today would be sticking to the stop loss, like not lowering your stop loss. So when I went into a trade, I know that if it hits this level, I will exit the trade. So in that case, I'm doing fine with. Anything else? Journaling my trades, that's definitely a positive behavior. I did take 4 trades. I have been trying to focus on not over trading. So I think 4 trades is manageable. Anything more than 5, maybe, I think is excessive. I'm even considering trying to trade, less than that. Hopefully, try to do 1 or 2 trades per day. And just really wait for the really best setups. And that's patience that I need to be working on. So I think what I'm focusing on is decreasing the quantity of trades and increasing the quality. And that's kind of what I'm going through right now. So I think the checklist, having it written down and visually going through it on paper, and if anything, if you cannot get through the checklist, then like if you're about to enter a trade and you can't get through each item on the checklist and the trade falling into the criteria, then you just need to pass on the trade. And even if it ended up being a great winning trade that you could have taken, it's okay because it's not falling into your plan, because the times that it probably won't happen more often. So if you did fall into, if you do take trades that do fall into all the criteria that you create, you're probably going to have a better risk to reward outcome, and I would say a better winning percentage. So anyway, again, the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, just talk about mistakes that I'm making, and notice any good behaviors I'm doing and try to duplicate those. Okay, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.